Today we're going to be reviewing The Lost Boys, a classic 1987 film, a vampire.
Too bad I don't have a Lost Boys shirt.
Yeah,
that would have
you
been perfect.
should. Yeah.
I don't have one.
So,
remedy that.
I mean, we could all, everybody, well, yeah, here agrees that it's the true vampire film than Twilight.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's a competition.
we don't count Twilight.
That's
Well, some
not even
people do.
Don't even use. Well, they don't count either.
No. I mean, no.
I'm a little judgmental about Twilight.
I wouldn't even take them seriously as a vampire film.
Oh, well, yeah.
But,
You have Fright
I can't.
Night.
yeah.
Fright Night's a
Fright
good
Night,
competitor.
It is
That's a
good.
competitor.
I just think
It's competition, at least.
definitely
good.
competition. They both came out in the 80s. I
Yeah.
like them both, but I love Lost Boys. So,
So-
Lost Boys just, yeah, it's got everything going for it.
Plot.
The music, the scenery. Yeah.
the sound, yeah, like the acting.
Yeah.
You know, the casting choices were really good.
So basically,
Gotta-
the plot is where this family moves to, what, is it California, I believe?
Yeah,
Yeah, California.
Santa Clara.
This family basically moves there, but the sad part is you would think it would be, you know, an ordinary life, but apparently there's something not right with the town because of these attacks.
Sad part. That's the best part. What are you talking about?
Well, not for the people that are attacked by something.
Well, it's sad for them, but it's good for us.
All right, because it provides such entertaining material.
Yeah,
I mean-
so Michael sees this girl and he's attracted to her, but she's connected with something suspicious going on in the town. And meanwhile, his brother is all into the comics. And
Yep.
so,
All about those comics.
who else wants to take point on the plot where it kind of goes?
Well, I think the family dynamics were pretty interesting. So yeah, this family, but it's actually a divorcee and her two
All right.
sons. They have moved to live with her father, who is this very quirky individual. So you got all these interesting personalities. I mean,
Yeah.
just even people like the father, her father.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Just he was so fun.
And then
One of the parts.
his brother's friends, too.
Yeah, the Frog Brothers.
They're all into the...
Yeah. There's a lot of side characters that really push this movie along.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
And I feel like they were needed. I think they were needed in this movie.
Oh yeah.
to balance
Frog
it.
Brothers, for sure.
But after he meets the girl, then he gets involved with a group that is, they look like the type...
Unsavory.
Yes. Trouble, those
Yeah.
dang teenagers.
Ooh, vampires again.
Michael runs into them because of the girl, and something starts to happen that will turn his life upside down for practically the whole movie until the end.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know, it's also
Upside
kind
down.
of that's true. Literally on the ceiling,
Yeah, literally on the...
upside down.
Just make sure everybody got that here. Okay.
But what I was also going to mention is that the film is sort of it's also symbolic for, you know, that friction between parents and teenagers, and how teenagers go through a lot of stuff and they don't want to they don't want to, you know, confide in their parents about it, and the parents are like, you know, well, you know, I understand, and the kids are like, no, you never understand because you're not going through what I'm going through. You know, it's sort of that type of dynamic as well.
Yeah, this could almost be classified as like a coming of age movie.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The 80s
Yeah.
were great at putting those out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more that it's a horror, it's a comedy, it's a dramedy.
It's got
a coming of age.
It's got everything.
Um,
Character
A little
character
bit of
drama.
romance.
Yeah, some romance. Yeah.
And a great saxophone player. So
Exactly. I mean, come on.
yeah, it's like
That's like one of the best
WWF.
parts in the whole movie, right?
It's probably the know.
I don't even get the whole
That was
thing.
a great.
with that.
I love that song though.
Arturelia,
that.
you better get it.
I mean,
Everybody.
no, I didn't grow up in
People-
the '80s. My mom did. She would know.
Well, no, it's just we're just making fun of just his appearance in there because it's just
Yeah.
it's a kind of iconic in a way. Not hugely, but
Yeah.
it made an impact because that was the scene where they're all on the beach partying. It's a concert. That's when he first sees Star, and it's playing this great music in the background. And he's all oiled up and muscled, and he's playing his saxophone.
It's a time capsule almost. I mean, it really is. Of the 80s. You're into the 80s.
And obviously, we mentioned that the soundtrack in there is real. I mean, it's got the '80s feel. But what else is there to say?
Oh, so good.
The music.
So good. I mean, just the Cry Little Sister.
Oh yeah, the main theme.
I still believe.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Yeah, they were the ones that did. Did they do the People Are Strange redo?
No, they did Good Time. You know.
Oh, I have a good. Oh yeah. Okay.
The other one, if you hear it, you probably recognize it, but it's in the comic book store. Laying Down the Law is the name of it.
Okay.
They did that too. But I think the People Are Strange were like Echo and the Bunnymen. I think.
Okay.
That's that.
All right. I knew it was a Doors song, but it wasn't the Doors that did it. I also like the song that they played. I can't remember what scene it was. I don't remember.
Shadows or.
Yeah.
I love that song. The song I actually really like is I like them all. I like most of them. I'm not super crazy about People Are Strange. It's all right. But it's a good intro to the movie.
Good.
But another song I like, which is not one you hear about very often, but it's the one called Beauty. Beauty Has Her Way.
Yeah, that is who sings.
I actually really like that song.
That was good. Beauty
Has her way.
And the Lost in the Shadows is can't remember his name, Lou something, but it's the lead singer from Foreigner.
If I
were they albums?
See that name, I would know.
Were they albums or were they made for the film?
They were. Well, I think they were made for the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The lead singer of Foreigner that did Lost in the Shadows. I can't remember his name though. Lou something, I think, but he was their lead singer.
I'll look it up.
Now we could get to like the film, how it looks, the editing. I mean, it looks nice for an 80s film. I didn't really notice any editing problems. I know they didn't they didn't really shoot the people.
Lou Graham.
Yeah,
Lou Graham.
Yeah, that's his name.
Sorry, Arturo.
They didn't shoot like the specific scenes of the vampires flying around. They kind of let it be your imagination, but just by their viewpoint, which pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it was also part of that was to save money as well, because it's not like they had a ton of money to film, them flying and stuff like that. But I also think it was good because leaving it to your imagination made it seem so much scarier. If they actually showed it, I don't think it would have been as scary. And another thing that he would do, I remember I listened to the director's commentary on this on my DVD that I have, and he was saying interesting little things about that I never even noticed until he pointed it out, and now that's all I notice. There was the scene where I think it might be. So when the camera goes into the cave.
Oh yeah, and then it comes back out.
And then it comes back out. Actually, it's either the going in part or the coming back out part that was actually, it was not filmed twice. It was just reversed.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention to the wave, and that was because he was running short on time and money, and they just didn't. And so he was like, we'll just reverse. Now that's all I see is those waves going in reverse.
Yeah, cut where you can.
Yeah, but I never noticed it until he mentioned it.
I guess
so it wasn't anything that I feel caused any sort of harm to the film at all.
What do you guys think of the quality of the film and the editing? Because I didn't notice anything really wrong with it, and it looked nice.
I think the editing was good. I never really felt like there was an area or a time in the story when it felt choppy. Like how sometimes something will happen, and then all of a sudden there'll be another scene, and you're like, wait, what? You know, it just felt like the transition was just too abrupt. I never really felt like that with this film.
No.
So,
I think it was balanced with the editing and quality.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the whole relationship too, with the potential stepfather coming into the scene and the issues that caused. You know, there was just a lot of some commentary on everyday life type of problems, which is what makes it so relatable.
Yeah, it's a very grounded vampire film. It's not like a Dracula or nothing like that.
Right.
It's relatable. Oh, what if there's a vampire down the street living for me? You know, and that's kind of what Fright Night did too. It was
that.
a realistic, to it, even though we know it's not. Yeah, it's very.
It feels organic.
Yeah, exactly. So, not like a Twilight, but that's not even in the same realm.
No, it's just not even.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess, the acting was also really good. I think the actors did a good job in the film. I didn't really have issues with anything like that.
Yeah, all pretty good, from what I remember.
Characters, interactions were good. And okay, so who is your favorite character in the film?
That's tough. That is very tough.
That is hard,
because
actually.
They balance really well, all of them. The bad, the good.
I wanted to say, so like back when I was a teenager and totally obsessed with Kiefer Sutherland, it was absolutely David. He was my favorite because he was such a striking figure, right? That was the first time I ever saw him. I didn't know at the time that he was Donald Sutherland's son.
Yeah.
Until I got the book, and on the book is the picture of their faces, the pose for the poster, whatever. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, hey, man, he really looks like Donald Sutherland, man. And then I actually paid attention to the name.
Yeah.
Like the cast list is a Keeper. Oh, well, holy cow, it is.
Yeah, this is back before we had instant access to
internet, right? And you couldn't find. I only knew because I saw his name right there under the picture.
Right.
But he was such a striking figure. That platinum blonde hair, that black suit. I loved black. Just the mysterious, tough guy. And
he just looked cool too.
He does. Yeah. He looks very cool. He also has a sense of vulnerability to him at certain points. Not completely, but I mean, not all the way through. But sometimes you see a little bit of that hidden away. But he's definitely, the leader of the gang, and he's kind of scary. He's mysterious. He's a little funny.
Yeah.
And he's bad.
My favorite is, and they're all so different but likable at the same time. I mean, the Frog Brothers,
the Frog Brothers are so funny.
The dad, David, Corey Haim. I mean, they're all.
The interaction between the two brothers too. Was really good.
Yeah.
I can say that I have characters that aren't like they're okay. Like I was never really crazy about Star.
Oh yeah.
I like her better a little bit, but like back then I didn't like her at all. I didn't like the way she acted. She seemed so ditzy. When he goes and he asks her what's her name, and she's like Star, and I'm like, what? Maybe that was the way she was supposed to be, but it didn't seem like she acted that way throughout the entirety of the film.
She didn't really do. I mean, I don't know. Like her character, I don't know if she really.
Romance. But she was the hook. She was the whole reason
but
this thing got started.
She didn't do anything like.
Exactly.
I mean, the only impactful thing with her character is that Michael noticed her, which got him connected to this group of vampires. But on the other hand, she didn't really do anything impactful except protect a kid. This
laddie.
Yeah.
No, but like you were saying, I mean, she's the hook to the whole.
Yeah.
The hook, line, and sinker right there.
Mm-hmm.
Without her, the story would not have happened.
Now, is she the most interesting figure in the movie? Not by any means, no. But her, the plot is carried through her. So, in that sense,
she was important.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, yeah, now that I think about it, everybody else had more of an interesting arc and what they were doing on their day-to-day life. She was kind of just there to stir up everything, get
Yeah, but
the
she
ball.
could have been replaced by somebody else.
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland, I don't know. He was meant to play that role.
Oh yeah,
Corey Haim
yeah,
meant to play that role.
yeah.
I mean, she was okay. I don't have a problem with him, but it's not like she. You probably
It's
could have
not-
got somebody else.
Yeah, like I could see another person filling her
I
shoes
can't think
just
at
fine.
the time, but I don't know
So-
what I can't think. But Corey
But
Feldman,
then-
he was great. I loved him.
Like you can't imagine any other person playing his character. In other words, so that's how like, and you can't imagine anybody else playing David's character. Keeper,
And then
and also
the
Sam
brother.
and Michael.
The brother,
Yeah. So now the other 3 vampires that were part of the gang, I could. They're not necessarily, kind of the same with Star. I could see other people playing their part.
They're there as the bad guys.
yeah.
I mean, they looked the part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Punk
But-
kids,
Yeah, sure.
vampires. Yeah. I guess as for our enjoyment, I mean, I
Oh, I
liked
mean-
it. I really liked it. I mean, what else is there to say? It's a classic from the 80s.
What were you saying, Corey?
I'm saying, yeah. I mean, that's not even a question.
Right.
Look, I can see, like, if you're not into the 80s, then this movie might really just, like, you might just not get it. You might be like, oh, this is good, but it's
Yeah.
nothing to, keep going back to. But I think if you like the 80s, that really helps, because it's a very time capsule, MTV, like,
Mhm.
punky 80s type movie.
Also,
But
the
it's
whole
a
thing.
good movie,
Yeah,
while being a
yeah.
good movie.
Right, but it's also got that formula of the kids in peril and the kids going on
Yeah.
this adventure to fix a problem.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So-
saying. Like a good movie at the same time. I mean, it's got
Yeah.
all the quality. But if you like the 80s, I think you just appreciate it more.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
it's definitely 80s.
Well,
It's very 80s. It's
but
very
it's more of a chill time. It gives you the nostalgia, definitely.
80s. Oh,
And
yeah.
For sure.
The Lost Boys is something that I think people would really enjoy if you're into the 80s. That time period.
It's an easy watch. It's a fun watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could sit down, grab some popcorn, hang out with everybody, and just have a good
Laugh.
time. So,
Laugh at the funny dialogue.
yeah, my brother, a goddamn sick,
Sucking
sucking
vampire.
vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy. Mom, he's trying to
love
get
that.
me.
That seems so funny.
The
Like
best
that.
line, the best line.
Yeah. One of the most memorable.
Well, I remember that when I saw that line, it was almost like I don't want to say I was scared watching the film because it never scared me, but that line was almost like a tension breaker, and it just kind of brought you back to the humor of the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Yeah.
Because before that, I mean, Michael was about ready to go
got
beast
serious.
mode and was thinking about killing his brother.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
wanting to feast on his blood, and the dog attacked him, and then there's this monumental. Well, they discover what's going on with Michael, and then there comes that line. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, they're just a bunch of brothers. They're just brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
bickering,
you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
Like, I'm gonna tell Mom about you being a vampire.
Yeah.
Like that was gonna be really, boy, when Mom finds out, that is
Yeah,
it.
Mom. Yeah, wait till she finds out.
What's Mom gonna do?
To really bring the humor back into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and
well-
not to mention, as of this recording, the director passed away this year. So
Yeah. Several weeks ago.
this was
Couple
months
at
ago, I
least.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, months. I don't remember the exact month, but I know that I had Lost Boys as my profile picture on Facebook for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good director. I think this is one of his best. I mean, he's made
Oh, yeah.
different ones, but
He's
obviously,
made
yeah.
some flops, but he's made some other really good films too.
It's a ripoff.
What would you guys rate it?
Goodness, this is tough.
It is.
It's like there's different, like on a rewatchability level. I about give it a 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rewatchable. As a film, probably an 8.5.
8.5.
But I mean, as far as me personally, I mean, I could rewatch it all the time.
Yeah.
So what about you, Mom?
Well, being that this film made my top 10, because I did a whole video about my top 10 favorite films, and Lost Boys was on it. And typically, I rate my top 10 based on the quality of the story and how many times I can rewatch, like what you were saying, Corey. Rewatchability. I would want to give it a 10, just because it was fun and it's highly rewatchable.
Yeah,
it doesn't get old to me.
Yeah. That's probably where I put it, like a 9 or 10. I mean, as far as, I guess if I was a film critic, I'm sure there's critiques to be had.
You could take it apart. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What would you rate it, Mom? As a whole,
Oh Lord.
Don't do this to me.
Well,
I can very liberally hand out 10s for movies.
So you would give it.
Doesn't necessarily mean I think it's 100%. Like, I can give a 10 to Terminator 2 and a 10 to Lost Boys, but Terminator 2 will always win. So, I guess if you're going to say, well, then Lost Boys wouldn't be a 10. But to me, there's like different scales of 10.
It's either a 9.5 or a 10.
So, okay, if we're going to compare it to Terminator 2, then 9.5.
So it's a 9.5. Woo! I'm either between an 8 or an 8.5 on this film.
And you really got to struggle with that, don't you?
I do. I think about it as a classic nostalgia film, and if I'm in the mood for a vampire movie, then... like a fun one, then there's Lost Boys. Yeah, maybe an 8.5.
What did you give it, Corey? You gave it an 8.5, right? Or an 8? Did you say an 8?
No, I said 8.5 as far as like...
as far as film, just like...
if I was a critic,
yeah.
I'm probably... as far as rewatchable, to me, personally, I think I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
Like combining the whole... Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm either 8 or 8.5. I feel like maybe 8.5 would be the better place for the rating, just because it's a classic and it's really good.
Yeah,
and it's
so
funny.
well done.
It balances out a lot of stuff that we don't like. The thing is, this film did well with balancing its characters than other films that kind of throws these characters at you that aren't well balanced. This one seems to do it well. At least in my viewpoint.
Yeah, it was a good. It's a good film too. It's not just a fun, cheesy '80s movie. I mean, it's a good film at the same time as being that. So,
I guess what would we recommend for vampire stories?
No.
I mean,
Fright Night.
Yeah,
obviously.
Near Dark. I've not seen that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Near Dark. Okay, so was that a John Carpenter film? I think it was.
It might have been.
He also did Vampires.
That was 90s. I like that.
That was pretty decent. Yeah, I liked it too. I rewatched it again for the first time in a while, and I enjoyed it.
Recommending that film.
You need to see Near Dark. Near Dark feels more
serious.
Definitely more serious. It's not really a lot of humor, if any, at all to it. When I watched it, you do not have the same feeling as when you watch The Lost Boys. It's more serious. It's more disturbing. It feels more organic and real as far as grounded in reality. That grounded in reality type stuff we were talking about, except more so than like something like Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And it's good. It was good, but it's not something that I want to rewatch over and over and over and over again.
Right.
I guess it's one I could recommend. It's not from the 80s or 90s, but we mentioned it, Underworld. It's not like Lost Boys, but if you want like vampires versus werewolves.
Yeah, if we're just any vampire from any decade.
Like just the genre, I guess.
Yeah, just vampire.
I mean, Blade.
Blade.
If you want, you go all the way back to Dracula.
Well, you've got Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, Bram Stoker.
Oh, yeah, that.
Kronos.
I've heard of it. But...
that's a vampire movie. I think Guillermo del Toro did that. It's in English and Spanish. Ron Perlman plays in there. And it's also an organic feeling type of vampire movie, but I did enjoy it. You'd probably like it too, Corey.
Not seen that one.
The guy that directed Kill Bill and all his films, he made, what was that movie called? Do you remember, Mom?
Oh, From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rodriguez.
That-
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
he directed, but Quentin Tarantino
Tarantino's.
wrote it.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. I think you would like it, Arturo.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it for recommendations. If, viewers, you could follow my cousin at Corey Michael's Movies, and you could follow my mom in Sin's Corner. We're basically a team here. Just talking about
We
movies.
need to do more collabs and stuff, I think. Like,
We do.
you know.
We do.
Hi guys, thanks for watching Arturelia Film Room Reviews. If you want to follow more of what I do here, click the subscribe button. You could also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I also have a Discord server. If you want to be part of this community, you could click on this link here in the description.